Ion.
Hello, hello. We are, oh gosh, already.
Because Nickie, this is what Nickie did. Nickie went, first of all, this is not what he looked like before the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 countdown. As soon as it went to 1, Nickie goes, like, first of all, fake.
Performative.
Wow. I'm feeling very attacked.
You should.
Performative.
I'm gonna be honest at all times. So
That is very true.
sorry
That
for
is very
interrupting
true.
you, Jordan.
No, you're good. I love that intro. That was a better intro than what I had planned. So,
Y'all notice Nickie didn't deny it though.
he did not. He did not.
Because I was like taken aback at like you coming for me like this.
No, I feel like you've been quicker for other things before, so let's not do that. You just know that it was an element of truth to what I said.
You know what? I don't take the slander. Jordan, you can continue.
Yeah, sorry, Jordan.
Well, you're good. How's everyone feeling first before we dive into wonderful things to talk about today?
I'm tired.
That's honest.
Yeah, that's it.
It's Wednesday. We're in the middle of the week, so
Yeah.
just keep chugging along.
You know, I'm tired as well, but I'm also just like, I don't know if it's like the surge of the end of the day, just like, because I had a pretty hectic work day today, and I feel like it's like the end of the day, and I'm energized, and so I am tired, but I am energized and revved and ready to take on the world, starting with this podcast. Da da da. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Love that. Well, I'm glad everyone's feeling somewhat okay. I know I'm also tired, but hey, we're here. We're live. We're black. So I love it. Anyway, today we're going to talk. We're actually going to take a step back in time. We're going to reflect a little bit about like some throwback things like 90's, 2000's, kind of exploring like the whole music that defined the Black millennial generation and kind of like reminiscing on those songs and just kind of like, I don't know, I just want to go through a little bit of it just because it's always fun to go back. I think people love nostalgia. I feel like there's so much music now that I feel like is sampled by music that like now it's funny. The music that I was growing up with, now it's being sampled in songs now, which I find to be very interesting. And I'm like, oh my God, does that mean I'm getting old?
Yes.
But
Yeah. We have reached that age where you
I
hear
was like,
something.
no,
Yeah,
I
no.
hate this for me. But yeah, so let's do it. Let's dive into it. Does that sound great?
Yes. Can I start off
I'm
by
excited.
saying? Can I just start off by saying that this might
Yeah.
be a controversial opinion, but I feel like, and this also could just be because I'm a product
Already,
of that time.
off the
Yeah,
top.
and y'all know I have very few controversial opinions on this show, but I feel like, and again, maybe biased because I say 90s baby, but I was born in '89, so I guess Nickie, stop it.
I didn't say anything.
I was born in '89. Beautiful me. But I'm gonna say I'm a '90s baby. I'm a product of this time. That's what I'm saying. I'm biased, but I feel like the late '90s, early 2000s, specifically the early 2000s, is unequivocally top 3 best decades of music ever. It's just so unique. It's so iconic. You say early 2000s, late 90s, and people know exactly what you're talking about. Like, it's chef's kiss. Chef's kiss.
I agree. I also
Okay.
think there was a certain sound of people during that time. I think I sent you a TikTok. No, I sent you a TikTok yesterday, Darrell, where I was basically telling you I can kind of tell how old some I can tell how old someone is by the sound of their voice and like the runs that they do and the type of singing that they do because
Mm.
it fits a decade. And to me, the 90s has a decade, like a sound.
It definitely does,
Can
the
you-
way, especially the way they sang on those songs.
Nickie, would you mind like demonstrating a little bit of this sound?
No, I will. I will not
Jordan,
demonstrate.
Jordan,
for
don't you want Nickie to
I would
demonstrate?
love, yes.
Just
We
for-
actually,
Yeah.
we just need like a sample, just exactly what it is, so that way people just know exactly. Yes, this is what Nickie's talking about. A quick one. It doesn't have to be much.
2 seconds.
Yeah. How about you go to, I don't know, Apple Music and type in like Boys to Men and then listen and then there's your sample. Because it's not happening.
We
over
didn't
here.
ask Boys to Men. We asked
Nicki Floyd.
It's fine.
Got it. So he's not going to do it.
I really thought we could get him to do it, but fail.
I thought so. I thought so too. But
I'm a Taurus. What?
Please stop using that. No one.
I'm a Taurus, so I can't sing on the podcast.
Like no.
No. It's the stubborn. It's the stubborn. You're not getting it.
I hate
very stubborn.
Things that
Very, very.
things that I hate. People that make their sign their entire personality.
Well,
or use it for just the right.
okay.
moment.
Right, exactly.
It is not an attack Nicki session today, so let's clear this up right now. Let's fix this right now.
we're just asking you to be a participant in the podcast.
How about y'all sing it?
And I love
Because
you
y'all-
like that, baby.
There's your example. There's your example.
Perfect.
There we go.
You got the example.
There we go.
Well, with that being said, what are some of your guys' favorites from the late 90s, early 2000s? What are some favorite throwback jams? What is something that you would add to that playlist that you could just turn on, put on shuffle, and just go crazy with?
Darrell, you want to start this?
I want you to start this.
I started the last one, so you start this time. I
All
have
right.
thoughts, but I want you to go.
Man, petty.
So for me, and I know that there are so many. So condensing this to like a few is like, oh, but I'm gonna say, and I'm not even gonna have to explain much when I say it, but male, female group, Usher, Ashanti, Destiny's Child. I feel like they are that sound, especially Usher. Like Usher came from the 90s where he had a very specific sound to the he was kind of one of the pioneers of that like Chris Brown, Neo like type of sound, type of quality in their voice and music that they're making. So yeah, those three definitely for me 100%.
Okay, I like that you did like the three. Like, okay, that's cool.
Mine is very different.
Good.
For me, it
What a
is Whitney, D'Angelo, Boys to Men.
Whitney?
Whitney was huge in the 90s.
I'm not saying she wasn't huge, but did she contribute to the overall sound of the late 90s, early 2000s? Because early and mid 90s is very different from late 90s.
Jordan said 90s.
But
You said
I
late
said-
90s.
No, actually, I did say late 90s.
Oh, you said late 90s?
yeah,
early 2000s.
Oh. Late 90s, I wouldn't say Whitney did. I would... That's hard. I would think more like Missy. When we really start to get like the evolution of like hip-hop singing, that evolution happened. Because Missy, to me, really influenced the sound of like the 90s, late 90s, early 2000s. So I'll pick her for my female.
male.
And keep the rest.
I would keep D'Angelo, and I would keep Boys to Men into Destiny's Child, sure.
Yeah, that makes sense.
What about you, Jordan?
I would say my group choice would be TLC. A reason why I mean, I know they were like early 90s too, but I feel like they still, like when Fan Mail came out, I feel like they started a whole wave of like futuristic R&B sounds, of which I feel like a lot of people were a part of. The other person would have been Aaliyah. and then for me, for my female, and then the male is also Usher as well.
Wow, this is all over the place.
Yeah, I think I agree with what. No, I don't. I didn't mean that. I mean, I agree with the overall thought of what y'all are saying, but I think, like, for me, like, Jordan's, first of all, TLC, I almost loved it more than Destiny's Child. But if I'm thinking about late 90s, early 2000s, I don't really think, I feel like TLC is more like early mid 90s. Now, granted, No Scrubs, arguably their biggest song, was made in the late 90s, so there's an argument for that. But I feel like that sound really got refined by Destiny's Child. And Aaliyah, definitely not late 90s. Like, I don't think of Aaliyah as late 90s at all.
Can I add 2 more to this?
Sure.
Yeah.
Going to a different lane, but I will also say like Britney and like NSYNC as well.
Oh, for sure.
See, yes, but I wonder if like Britney and NSYNC, I don't know. I kind of count them as the 90s too, rather than like the early. I know that they made music then, but I feel like the peak of their popularity, maybe it was in the 2000s. What am I talking about? Maybe it was. Because I feel like Oops, I Did It Again, No Strings Attached. I feel like those all came out in the early 2000s. So I know nothing. So
I agree.
Okay, moron.
Not Darrell using problematic language. Oh my god.
That is not problematic. Moron is not problematic.
Moron was offensive. That's why they replaced it with the R word, which was replaced with intellectual disabled. Like, wow.
Let's keep going, Jordan.
Wow.
Well, okay. That I like the 3 choice thing. I will say, like, I wanted to also get into like more specifically with songs.
Yeah.
So some that, like, you know, pretty much you feel sum up like the Black experience, I would say. So I had some that I had in mind. I would definitely say Usher's "Yeah" was one of them. I had Swag Surf as well. I feel like that's a huge cultural moment. Nuck If You Buck. You know, I feel like Beyonce Crazy in Love, 50 Cent's In the Club, Back That Ass Up Juvenile, even though, you know, that was always the time. Crank That Soldier Boy. So yeah, Dreams and Nightmares, Fantasia's When I See You. You know, I feel like those are all like
Middle school and elementary.
Oops.
Great moments in time.
What? Why'd you do that face?
Because you said, oh, middle school and elementary. And I was like,
it was middle school and elementary. Sorry if it wasn't for you, but for me, it was elementary.
Nickie acts like he is a spring chicken. He is an aged hen. Don't you? You are not that much.
Is diabolical.
You are not that much young. You're literally what, 3-4 years younger than me and Jordan.
That's enough.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Anyway, oh my God, Jordan, see, it's funny how nostalgia does that. Like, you start naming those songs off, and I haven't heard them in years, but like everything comes back. You remember exactly like who you were at that time. And those are definitely some like iconic ones. I think like for me, like a song that 2 songs, same artist, that just kind of like give me so much early 2000s. Actually, no, I'm gonna do You Remind Me, Usher, and Foolish by Ashanti. So You Remind Me, Usher had been out for a while, but do y'all remember the video where he was like, he saw the woman and he was like chasing different women down the street and in the mall up the escalator? And I feel like he ushered it, put on. He ushered in this new wave of just like R&B boys chasing girls places and crumping while they doing it. He had Omarion come after him, Chris Brown, Neo, Jason Derulo, Trey Songz. All these people came after them doing the same thing, doing that same sound that Usher kind of like finessed very well in the early 2000s. So I'm giving that to Usher.
What sound was Trey Songz doing?
Okay, he's just somebody coming after Usher, Nicki. I'm not saying he had like a stereotypical. He had an R&B sound, very akin to what all the other R&B kids were doing.
Wasn't like Trey Songz like late 2000s, like late?
I would say
because I remember him in like high school.
I would say mid
He was
2000s.
I was thinking like 2008, 2007 was Trey Songz era.
Yeah, which is why I said they followed Usher.
Got it. Cool.
Yeah.
I think for me, like, I'm more of a ballad guy. So, like, I think about, like, the Deborah Coxes, like, Nobody's Supposed to Be Here. Going back to that, like, Mariah was really big still at that time. Like, I go back to, I think this kind of, like, set the foundation of me liking singers, not the whispers we're hearing of today. But I think that's...
Wow, we didn't need to throw shots at those people.
Name them.
I'm sorry.
Just kidding. Don't. This is not that podcast.
Okay.
Nope.
But I think for me, that's like when I think about the 90s, I think about people actually like their mic is on and they're singing no matter what. And I think that's when I think of that era, that's what I think of. I don't really think of like lip syncs or just like foolishness. Like I wasn't an Ashanti fan because her voice got on my nerves. But I did like Fantasia and Aaliyah.
Aaliyah was not part of that. She died in 2001, right?
Rock the Boat came out in 2001, which is the early 2000s.
And Rock the Boat was a pretty
massive hit.
big,
That's true.
massive song. They still remix the hell out of that song today.
I feel like I kind of feel
you feel like it got bigger after she died.
I do, but with the caveat of saying that the song was great. The song was absolutely great, and that album was great. Well, it ended up being like a greatest hits album, kind of, but with new songs. But I don't think that song, I think officially is like the biggest song of her career. Actually, like if you look at stats, and I don't think that song is actually the biggest song of her career. I think that it like the circumstances made it what it was, which is great. I think, and I think it should be just so we honor her. But like that's no shade was thrown there. Everything was.
That was clean. It was
very clean.
Also, like Tweet.
Yeah.
I was singing
Missy.
Tweet randomly like last week, and I was like, "Why am I singing this?"
Did she?
Oops, Oh My was an extremely catchy song.
Did she ever come out with another album? Like, was it just one album?
Two. She has 3, I think.
3,
I believe. Yeah.
Didn't know that. Go off Tweet.
But that's why I said like Missy was a big part of the sound that we heard in the era, and I would also say like Darkchild, because like they kind of like set the tone for what music was in that era. And this is coming from a person who really didn't listen to secular music because I wasn't allowed to. So I'm going back what I was sneaking and listening to.
That makes
now,
sense.
if you ask gospel, I got you.
We did it. Actually, yeah. Why not? Why not?
I mean, also too, I would say, wow. I would also say though that there was like really huge gospel songs in the like late 90s, early 2000s that crossed over. So you can definitely talk about that too.
I mean, Kirk was one. There was a bunch of choirs out at the time, like Hezekiah, John P. Key, like
was it Mary?
Yeah, Shackles was there.
To the shackles off my feet so I could dance.
Fun fact: I hated that song then, and I still kind of hate it now.
That's because you're a hater.
But
and didn't Yolanda Adams' song?
Yep, she was out too.
It made like it was one of her songs that was like they played it on adult contemporary R&B radio because it almost sounded like an R&B song.
Are you talking about Open Up? Open Up.
Open Up. Yes, that one. Yes.
Kelly Price also sounded. Kelly Price also did gospel at the time, and I wasn't allowed to listen to her because Mama thought it was R&B. She was like, "This lady ain't singing gospel. Like it's on the gospel station."
That's funny.
It's so funny. I miss the 90s and early 2000s.
Right? What a time. It was such a time for music.
It was good times.
Even TV.
That's another episode, but yes. Ugh. I want to go back. Ugh, you know what? If I put out a song and I say I could go back to a time, I say the 90s, early 2000s. I wouldn't say 1830s.
Now that's
but
wow,
honestly,
but I don't have a song.
That was the best thing.
So yeah, I'm so unhinged today.
Wow.
I'm in rare form today. Yeah, is it rare? It's not.
Ooh, I have a question.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's be a little bit menaced here. Pick one.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just go through people. Let's pick one.
Easy.
Brittany or
Is it like this? Is like this?
Mhm.
Okay.
Brittany or Christina?
Christina.
What's this just based off of?
Just whatever your gut feeling tells you, Jordan.
Because it's different things for different things. Like Brittany is.
Well,
like,
I will say before Jordan says that, I will say I feel like these should just be our personal, what we personally prefer. Because if I'm gonna say who's the bigger artist and more influential and I feel like that's obviously Brittany. But like,
Let's make it easier. Let's say you have 2 albums to play. It's Brittany's or Christina's. Two set of albums. Which albums are you grabbing to listen to?
I mean, we can do that, but I feel like that's still personal preference. But okay.
Okay, sure. Let's do it. Okay. Yours was Darrell was Christina.
Christina, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Brittany.
I'm gonna go with Brittany too. Like Brittany got
Really?
more bops.
Yeah. If I did albums, Christina ain't got it on albums, but the voice is there.
That's fair.
The voice is there. Okay.
Next.
Oh, don't. Okay.
Y'all, can I press pause?
This-
Can we press pause really fast? Y'all see my eye watering? So y'all, I literally almost died just now. I was sitting here and I got one of those dry spots in the back of my throat. And I was like, in my brain, I was trying to hold it, but then I was like, oh, wow, that hurt. So then I had to grab something to drink, and I was like, we caught all this on camera.
It's still here because it's still recording.
I know.
Yeah.
And I'm not cutting it.
No, I love it. I love the content. All right, go ahead, Nickie. Sorry.
Okay, here we go. Destiny's Child TLC.
Ugh.
TLC, sorry.
Really?
I have to because TLC was just my group. Like even back then, like Destiny's Child, I thought they were cool and stuff like that, but like I was more I thought TLC was just cooler at the time.
That's fair.
Now later as an adult, I can be like, oh, I can understand Destiny's Child more. I just don't think I think I told this before, I wasn't as into their music as everyone else was. So I was more into TLC, but I like them.
I'm gonna say Nickie's not gonna like this answer, but if we're talking late 90s, TLC, early 2000s, Destiny's Child. I can't pick
one.
I can't, and it's so hard.
Pick one and commit.
I'm gonna also say TLC. Mainly because my favorite version of Destiny's Child was later in the 2000s. Actually, I don't know Survivor, and also because TLC just like, to me, I gravitated more towards their music in the 90s and 2000s versus Destiny's Child. I actually came on to Destiny's Child pretty late in the game. I think the first time I heard one of their songs, I don't think I know. The first song I heard from Destiny's Child was Bills. And
Okay.
Yeah. And that was like their second album. So, yeah.
I would say Destiny's Child. I didn't really listen to TLC because my sister didn't listen to them. All right, here we go.
So wait, you only listen to the music your sister listened to?
I couldn't. I wasn't allowed to.
So you could when your sister was there?
Because my sister drove, so whatever she played in her car,
Oh.
I was able to listen to because she had the CDs. But like in the house,
That
that
makes
wasn't
sense.
a thing.
I mean, my parents were
Okay,
kinda
here we
like that,
go.
so ahead.
Kim or Trina?
Kim.
Wow.
Not even hard. No
I would say
disrespect.
Trina.
Really?
It's only because my sister played Trina. I don't really know a bunch of Kim. Kim was a little too nasty for me growing up.
And Trina wasn't.
I'm sorry. I can literally play 3 Trina songs right now that
I'm
I
sorry.
would feel
Have you heard a
worse
Trina
than-
song?
I have, but like
you
my
couldn't
first,
have possibly.
my first recollection of Little Kim is How Many Licks. Like that's the first song of hers I heard, and like
That's
I
fair.
saw the video, and I was like, "Oh, this is."
And Trina still has nastier songs than that.
I know. I'm aware. Okay, Biggie or Pac?
Tupac.
Same, Tupac.
Y'all not making this hard at all.
You're not making this hard.
Well,
Okay, well you give you give the people.
No, I
or
won't-
Jordan get the
I
people.
won't be any better.
Go ahead, Jordan. You take a stab at it. Who you going with?
are we doing any artists? Are we sticking in this era? 90s, 2000s people? Okay, Brandy or Monica?
Brandy.
Oh,
But
shocked.
but I found out during their verses, because I'm saying Brandy because I'm just more of a fan of Brandy. Brandy's one of my favorite artists. But I didn't realize that like Monica technically has equal, if not more, like actual hit songs than Brandy does. And when I was thinking about it, it's like, sure, she does it. But then when I watched that verses, these songs kept coming on and I was like, oh shit, I remember that song. Like, that's a bop. I'm like, wait, Monica really did put her foot, like she really did put her foot on the 90s and early 2000s. And like, it's still Brandy for me, but like Monica's up there too.
Like Monica was making like those songs at 12, 13, 14 years old. Don't take it personal. She was 14,
right?
Yeah, she was so young
with them white shoes.
That haircut, that shortcut. Personal. Oh,
I'm shocked. I'm usually always on the other side of that one. It's all people always say Monica, so I agree. I love that we're in this unison.
Who are you around that always says Monica?
Oh, trust me. We've been around enough people we could say. I literally thought I was crazy. I was like, wait, people. Really...
Jordan and I was somewhere at a restaurant. We had this like we were with some friends, and like we were the only two that were Brandy.
Wow.
Everyone else was Monica. It's kind of wild.
Which I was like, wow.
Y'all need to get new friends.
Wow.
Hope they're watching.
Janet or Madonna?
Janet. That wasn't even hard.
I don't really know Janet's catalog.
Well, I can tell you it eats Madonna's.
Ooh.
Easily?
Ooh. And I feel like it's appropriate. Usher or Chris Brown?
Usher.
Yeah, Usher.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Chris Brown is very talented.
I also say Usher too, but I feel like more people would probably say Chris Brown.
I feel like you can't say Chris Brown because Usher's the blueprint.
Yeah.
But did Chris do it better?
I would say equal.
I think that
now Chris can eat somebody up with rapping because, as we just saw with his diss track, it is amazing to me that the best diss track came from a singing nigga. That's what he said.
Who knew?
Very true.
Who knew? I mean,
who knew?
Maybe it was on one of his albums with 95 songs on it. That's why we didn't know.
Baby boy, I can't get through it.
No,
I haven't listened to a full Chris Brown album in years.
Years, Jordan?
A full one in full, like the entirety? Yeah, in years. Because the last few years, his albums have been over 40 songs too long.
That's actually crazy to write 40 songs and put them on one disc.
And most of the time, he's still condensing it down, he's saying. So
honestly, I think that's why albums are so long now. It's because they don't have to put them on physical disc.
Albums aren't so long now. I don't feel like
we just did 2 album reviews. One was 27, one was 31.
First of all, lower the tone. Second, that was Beyonce and Taylor Swift, two of the biggest artists. They are the two biggest artists in the world. I'm not talking about those type of artists because they can afford to make however long they want to take. I'm talking about most commercially available LPs are not incredibly long. Most commercially available LPs are like 30 minutes to 45 max.
Wasn't SZA like 23 songs?
SZA's album was 1 hour, but I would also okay, that's a good one. That's a fair one. But like in general, I mean, if I'm wrong, tell me. But I don't seem to think that most.
I think especially for like black artists, with the exception of Taylor, like we're getting back to like long albums.
Did you say black artists with the exception of Taylor? I was like, what? Wait, is that what he said? Jordan, is that what he said?
I said, did I hear this correctly? I said, maybe I did.
That was a mistake.
I was like,
I said
that was a mistake.
Like, huh.
Black artists?
That was a mistake. No, I meant artist, with the exception of Taylor, mainly black artist. We're getting back to longer.
What?
I told y'all I'm tired. Give me a break.
It was funny how he tried. He said, "No, this makes perfect sense," and then it was even more confusing. Oh,
Wow.
oh my God, that was so funny.
Wow.
Woo! Sorry.
Wow.
That was funny. All right.
Okay.
But you hear my point. We're back to long records.
I get your point.
And I don't have time for it.
Okay. What about Danity Kane or 3LW?
3LW.
That's actually a good one. I would say Danity Kane.
I would say 3LW.
3LW?
Oh,
Wow.
3LW with them girls.
Actually, well, no, I'm just curious, like, why 3LW?
What first one take a real longer? Like for starters?
Not,
They both have. I think both of them have 2 albums. No, actually, Dan Kane has more.
Danity Kane has okay.
3.
Well, actually, 3LW has 4 albums. They have 3 standard albums.
They do?
Yeah, they have 3 standard albums and a Christmas album. And then
they also shifted over, with the exception of Notori. They shifted over to Cheetah Girls.
They did. But then also Danity Kane has 3 albums, but the last one, do that really count? Because it was like
none of them were like
it was one,
that wasn't even all the full
right.
members.
It was 1/3 of Danity Kane. So but it is a good album though if y'all ever listen to it. It's called DK3. But no, I say Danity Kane though, definitely. Danity Kane was like a surprise. I think the reason Danity Kane blew up so fast because there actually were no really. I shouldn't say that because I don't know for a fact that this is true. Let me stop myself. But what I am going to say is that their popularity from the TV show definitely translated into into the general public because Danity Kane was everywhere. I don't think I remember a girl group at that time that was as big as Danity Kane. And they continued, their career never stalled until Diddy stalled it. Before, they were on a continual, their first album, they had hits from that one, and then they had Damage, which was even bigger hit from their second album, and they didn't really end up fizzling like most artists do because they are not relevant anymore. They became irrelevant due to Diddy. So I would say Danity Kane.
Okay. Yeah, I would say Danity Kane as well. I think, I don't know. I feel like I still gotta figure out what third album the 3LW had. I didn't know they had 3 albums. I thought they only had 2. But
wait, am I wrong?
I have one.
We'll
I have
get
one. Mariah or Mary J. Blige?
Mariah.
But at that time, doesn't Mary actually have more hits?
I don't care, Mariah.
In that era?
I don't care. Same. I don't care.
I don't care.
Y'all not gonna do Auntie like this.
You did Auntie like that by putting her against Mariah Carey. If you would have said Mary J. Blige or Faith Evans, that would have been more of a.
That's not fair. Mary J. Blige was a much bigger star than Faith Evans was at that time. Mary J. Blige in that era was a huge star like Mariah.
You had to put Faith to Kelly Price or something.
Yeah, you can't put Mary J. Blige next to Faith Evans. That's disrespectful.
It's disrespectful to put her next to Mary J. Blige. I mean, next to Mariah Carey.
That's like putting Keisha Cole next to Alicia Keys.
I had a thought, and I said I'm not.
Wow. Wow.
I'm gonna be nice and not share.
No, Jordan. What's the thought? I want to hear it.
Nickie is so messy.
I just thought to myself, I was like, wow, that would be a very interesting
off key
of struggling vocals.
We're not gonna play Alicia Keys. God. That's what we're not about to do is play Alicia Keys.
Listen,
Darrell, it's very simple. The Super Bowl. That's it.
The audio's corrected now, though.
Everybody.
The audio is corrected.
It's the audio is corrected, and it's fake. That's not what happens.
All I'm saying,
we all heard it.
All I'm saying is that we not gonna play Queen Alicia Keys. That's all I'm gonna say.
Ooh, Queen is a stretch. Because did you hear her with John Mayer at New Year's?
I did not.
Well, we can't disrespect her as her career. Alicia Keys is a very huge artist.
She is.
I think she's an amazing vocalist as well.
I'm not gonna sit here loud in this podcast like this, and I will not allow you to do so either, because that girl is not an amazing vocalist.
I think she's a very good singer.
She got some good songs.
I think she used to be at a point in time.
Well,
something happened.
No, because I was listening to songs in A minor and Diary of Alicia Keys. She was talking about the background vocals. I was like, even these are flat. They flat on the recording.
Nickie hates Alicia Keys. She said,
I don't hate Alicia Keys.
Yes, you do. You got your mouth all up on the microphone to tell us that.
But it goes back to that Whitney Houston comment about Paula Abdul. She is singing off key on the record.
Well,
just how Paula Abdul get in
it. That's what Whitney Houston said. Whitney Houston said, "I listen to singers. I do not listen to those who cannot sing."
Well, Alicia Keys, if you ever hear this, Alicia Keys, I think you're amazing. I think you're an amazing vocalist. I do not agree with these people.
I love Alicia Keys. Alicia Keys is great. Diary of Alicia Keys, and what's the album that came after that? With As I Am.
Oh yeah.
She had me in the back. Very much.
Okay. Here's one: Music Soul Child or Neo.
I'm gonna say, just because I probably listen to more of his songs, I'll go with Neo.
I personally would go with Music Soul Child, because I actually don't like Neo's voice at all. But
same.
I'm not a fan of Neo's voice. But he was. I would also argue that there are two different lanes, because I think Neo was more pop and music is definitively R&B. But I would also say that Neo also just had more commercial appeal and was more successful.
Maxwell, Eric Benet.
Maxwell.
I think Eric.
Eric. I think Eric is the better singer, but I think Maxwell is better. Has more of a discography than Eric Benet does.
I would agree. Maxwell has a better discography, but like Eric Benet's songs are really great, but I don't think they got a lot of play. Like Eric Benet and Tamia, still a classic.
Can I be honest? I don't know a single Eric Benet song. I know that's probably gonna be a problem. I'm gonna be so honest with y'all. Y'all said that, and I was like, I don't know anything about it.
Do you know "Spend My Life with You" with him and Tamia?
Could you sing it?
Nope.
Well, then I don't know it.
It goes.
I'm sure
spend my life with you?
I don't think he's going to get that from that.
Well, play it on your own, because I'm not singing. But wow, you don't know Eric Benet?
I know he was married to Halle Berry at one point, right?
Classless.
Oh,
that class.
Just because I don't know Eric Benet? Is this something I can get my black card taken over? Eric Benet? I don't think that. I don't think it's Eric Benet. I don't think I'm going to get my black card taken over that.
Not you disrespecting this man.
I mean, I'm not disrespecting him, but like, is it like revoke your black card worthy? I don't know.
I have a question though. Maybe y'all can help me. I've been sitting here trying to think about who we can compare like Lauryn Hill to.
No one. There's no one you can compare her to. Nope.
She's not. No one.
Like, this girl got one album and she is still like incomparable.
Yeah. It's
only person I've seen people compare her to online is Jasmine Sullivan, which I don't
agree with that.
I don't get that at
all.
Like Jill Scott, Erykah Badu.
Erica for me.
Same.
I would say Jill.
Even though I just found out what Back Lady was last year. Not grits. not grits.
Goodbye.
You want grits?
Do you?
No. What, Jordan?
SWV or Escape.
Can I say this?
Wow.
I know I have a very strong answer for this one, because I do. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because I watched their show. I watched the SWV and Escape show. And before I say this, I am fans of everyone involved. I am a fan of everyone, both groups. But for us to sit here and pretend like Escape, that anyone would even have Escape in their mind in terms of relevance, if Candy and Tiny were not reality stars. When is the last time you thought about Escape? Like, when's the last time you sat and thought, I want to listen to Escape? But you hear multiple people, like SWV is not even comparable. Like, there's so many songs. It's literally not even comparable.
I think without Candy and Tiny's fame outside of Escape, they will be in the same caliber as like Total, Black, 703.
Oops, 702.
I agree.
That's 703.
That's 702. That's 703.
702. But like, I think they'll be in that same camp. I think SWV all day long because also Candy.
Stop.
Candy
Stop.
Burns.
We're not going to do that. We're not going to do that.
She won The Masked Singer, and I watched that season. She was great.
Wasn't she on the same season with Tori Kelly?
No, she was not. Absolutely not. No.
Hold on, let's look that up.
Tori Kelly.
No,
win?
she did. Tori Kelly got
she
got
lost.
4th place. I think that season Nick
I'm
Lachey
looking it up,
won. Nick Lachey won that season.
Nick Lachey won over Tori Kelly.
I know.
Yeah. Candy Burris season.
I think she was with Bow Wow.
She was with Lil Wayne, Drew Carey, Shaka Khan, Tony Hawk, Dionne Warwick, Tom Bergeron, Sarah Palin, Bella Thorne, JoJo Siwa, Rob, don't know who that is, Jordan, Brett, Hunter Hayes, Jackie, Barry, Bow Wow. Yeah, she didn't really have any competition.
Well, I will say, I don't know if y'all watched the show, but I watched that show religiously for the first like 4 or 5 seasons. And across the board, older singers, older celebrities tend to not do well on that show. Like they tend to are like the second or third out. Patti LaBelle has been on there. Gladys Knight. Well, she actually did do well. Toni Braxton, I know she's not older, but like Toni Braxton was on there and placed like a second or third out. Like she was a second or third one to leave. So that's,
Toni Braxton's on Masked Singer?
She's on the Masked Singer. But also,
Toni Braxton?
Toni Braxton was on Masked Singer, and she was, she has that autoimmune disorder. And so and it was during the time of COVID, so she wore a mask inside of her mask. So when she was singing, it did sound kind of dampened. I knew exactly who it was, but I was like, why her voice sound like that? And when she was unmasked, she said because she was wearing a mask inside of the mask, which I was like, Toni, girl. But
that's crazy.
Yeah. Sorry, we got off topic.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Another one. Kanye or Jay-Z?
Kanye.
Jay-Z.
I am a Jay-Z enthusiast.
No, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not. You're lying. Y'all, Nickie says stuff because he wants to sound cool sometimes. He's lying. Name 3 Jay-Z songs. Name 3. Just 3. Nothing from the Carters. Name 3.
Big Pimpin', Empire State of Mind.
That was a choice.
Right, Empire State of Mind is a song that you think of anyway. Come on, enthusiasts.
This is stalling. I'll find a third one. I know what you're doing.
Oh, not you Googling. So you're a liar. Wow. You're a liar. You're a cheater. Wow. A liar and a cheater.
Oh, Niggas in Paris.
You looked that up. No. You looked it up.
That's with Kanye.
And that's with Kanye. We just meant Jay-Z by himself.
Yeah, so not an enthusiast.
You don't even know 3 Jay-Z songs.
Just 3. Just 3.
That was it. Wasn't even 5.
Wow. I'm sorry, but I would still say Kanye.
Why?
Kanye for me.
Like Kanye's producing is just otherworldly.
That's fair.
Kanye for me too.
Like to me, he's a culture shifter.
I would agree. Okay, I have a producer one. Timbaland or Pharrell?
Timbaland.
I'll say Pharrell / Neptune.
Timbaland.
Pharrell's productions sound similar to me, and I will not forgive him for the Miley Cyrus song that just came out. It's awful.
I don't think it's awful.
I was talking about I wasn't talking about now. I was talking about the period of time. This time. I was talking about when they were both like.
I would honestly say, but even above Timberland and Pharrell, I would say The Dream.
Not during that time.
But he came after them.
Yeah.
So
no, definitely.
But at that time, Missy was better than both of them, though.
I agree with that as well.
Because Missy,
and she worked with both of them, which was so funny.
And the thing that people forget about Missy is not just a producer; she's also a writer and also a singer because she's doing background vocals on all these people's tracks.
Also, her album, The Cookbook, she sang quite a bit on that album. So
she did.
And that was one of the first albums that I bought that my parents actually knew about. They did. I mean, similar to Nicki, I wasn't allowed to listen to secular music, so I would have to listen to it at like my friend's house and stuff, and I would have my finger on the remote and do like the last thing from BET MTV. But when I finally was of age for my parents to like not be watching me like a hawk, I bought The Cookbook because she came out with that song, Teary Eyes,
Lose Control.
Teary Eyes. I love that song, and I bought it. So yeah.
I have a question. I don't know if you guys will know this. What is the first like R&B hip hop album you purchased with your own money? Do you remember?
You said R&B or hip hop?
Mm-hmm.
Both or which one?
Or one.
So I got the R&B or I think hip hop.
Pick Nicki. Why are you so bad at giving us parameters? You're just like,
hey, y'all wanted me to moderate. Wow. Well, I've never bought a hip hop album, so I can't say this, but you can say both, Jordan.
Probably my first R&B album that I purchased, I would say. Does this count? Does she count? I don't know if she counts. Janet, the Velvet Rope.
She's R&B.
She's R&B. That counts.
Okay.
What about you, Darrell?
Well, Missy Elliott, but that was the first. Yeah, that was the first R&B album that I bought, or it was a hip hop album. But
the first album I bought that was non-gospel was Usher's Confessions.
That's a good one.
Which is pretty late in the game.
That is a very good one.
Yeah, I was able to purchase that.
Great album, though.
Phenomenal album.
I played the album so much on my CD player, and I put my CD player like in my pillowcase, and I would put like the little headphones in my pillowcase as well, and I would like lay on my head, so like my parents wouldn't know I was listening to music.
Wait, did y'all used to like use the cassette tapes and like have the radio and then like record the song over the cassette tape when the radio was going on? That's how I got all my music back then.
Did you also used to call like the radio station and be like, "Hey, I request a song"?
But but mine was always the Christian.
I never got through.
One.
You never got through?
How many people was calling in?
Wow.
I guess it was a lot.
Oh, the time of us holding like a song up to our phone and getting it on our
Yo. So I have to tell the story. There was this girl at my church. This girl paid me $15, which was a lot of money at the time. She paid me $15 to record her voicemail. And because y'all know I was a singer. No. I mean, I sing. But I was singing in the church choir and like I could sing. And so she was like, I'm not gonna say her name just in case she watches this, and I think she might, but I'm gonna DM you after this. But she was just basically like, can you sing my voicemail? And I was like, no, I'm not gonna do that. That's silly. She was like, I'll pay you. And then she said $15. So I was like, all right, cool, I'm gonna do it. This girl really wrote out what she wanted me to sing on her voicemail. She did. And I'm probably it was like, it was like, I'm not available or something like that. And her name was in it. And I was like, it wasn't weird, but I mean, it was weird that she had paid me to sing. But I mean, listen, hustle, baby, hustling going on, you know. But it was weird that she paid me to sing on her voicemail. Like, that's weird.
That's wild. Like,
very interesting.
I remember like calling the radio station and requesting a song. And then having to wait till they played the song to actually then hold your phone up to the radio and then, hi, you reached Nickie. I'm not available right now. And then my mama heard mine. She made me do the same thing for hers, but she wanted a gospel song. And then she was like, I need to play longer. I was like, girl, you got 45 seconds. You can't have the whole 2-minute song.
But also, why were we sitting down listening to songs that we already knew on other people's voicemail? Why were we doing that?
We did a lot of stupid stuff, and like writing letters, and your whole cover sheet is like song, class, period,
feeling,
mood,
favorite food,
and then you folding this letter in this origami shape.
Oh my god!
And then trying to sneak in passes so you can get your letter took and read to the whole class. Like a time.
What a time! Did you guys have ringtones?
Yeah, and
yes, I got in trouble for purchasing them.
I had a
99
got in trouble.
Like for real, Jordan. My mom turned off texting and internet off my phone because I was purchasing ringtones. She was like, "You will not have internet or texting." And she like changed her like passcode because I used to call Sprint at the time and be like, "Hey, can you turn texting back on 4-digit? Yeah." So she changed her password so I couldn't do it.
Oh my gosh. I used to have Virgin Mobile. I don't know if y'all remember that. But I had Virgin Mobile and I would usually buy it all myself because my mom didn't want to get me like a contracted phone. And it was
not prepaid.
I'm sorry, not everyone's parents wanted to cater to their every whim. I'm sorry. Anyway, so I had a Virgin mobile phone that I bought, that I paid for the minutes for and the cash cards for with my money because my parents wanted to teach me about responsibility as a young child. And so I would I would go and I would buy these Virgin mobile $20, $30, $40, $50 packets, and I would use almost half of it sometimes on different ringtones, which was so stupid because I was paying for it. It was like $1.50 per ringtone. It's so stupid.
When was your first? Like, when did you guys get your first phones?
Like 16, 17?
I got my very first phone at 13, but I was 14. Sorry, I was 14.
Yeah. Oh no, 15. Sorry,
I got it for my 14th birthday. It was a prepaid phone. 300 daytime minutes, 3,000 night and weekends.
Wow.
Yeah, I was like, let me take that back. I definitely was like 14 or 15. I'm like 16 was too late.
Wow.
What?
I got mine in fourth grade. for my fourth grade graduation, because where I'm from, fifth grade was middle school. So when I graduated from elementary school, I got a phone as a present. Why are you looking like that?
How am I looking?
Judgy.
No.
So this episode is unhinged. Where are we?
So one of the questions I did have, if you could put one song in a time machine to encapsulate the 90s, early 2000s culture, what song would that be?
One song.
One song.
I'm gonna say, because no matter what, when it comes on, everyone goes crazy, and it's definitely back that ass up for sure.
Mm-hmm. I would agree with that. Or Bye Bye Bye. For my people who have less melanin.
I'm gonna say
technical difficulties, but all right.
Yeah, it had 55 minutes on the other one.
Yeah, mine still says it's uploading.
Wow, we have had so many technological difficulties in the last couple of episodes. Well, we'll put these two together. So if you guys aren't aware, if you're seeing this, we all just got kicked out of a platform.
Yes.
And now, I guess we're going to wrap this up because we're now back in the platform.
So let's wrap it up. Darrell, Darrell, you said Hot in Here, which was a great choice. I forgot about that one. So that was a really good choice.
Wow.
And Nickie said Bye Bye Bye, which we were talking about Black culture.
Okay,
Fine.
D'Angelo, how does it feel?
Okay. Sure. Yeah.
Wow.
All right. Well, this was fun. I guess next time we should just let's do movies and TV next time. I think that'll be fun too. So to discuss. But thank you guys so much. We're gonna get out before we get kicked out again. So let's go.
All right, bye guys.